Hi, welcome to Introduction to International Business, group presentation for Proton Holding Berhad, marketing entry into Malaysia by Group 3. Now let's meet our group members, myself Minachi Nadicilian, Mohan Raj Subramaniam, Muhammad Azad bin Abdul Rahim, and Kanisha Wadi Ramadas.
Hi, hello everyone. My name is Mohan and my battery number is MC2305-22448. Today I'll be sharing with you the background and product of Proton Holdings with the focus on its presence in the Australian market. Proton Holding Berhad is Malaysia's first national car maker, established in 1983 and headquartered in Shah Alam, Selangor. In 2017, Zhejiang Geely Holding Group of China acquired a 49.9% stake in the company, bringing in the advanced technology, modern design, and improved quality standards. Today, Proton export to more than 20 countries, and Australia has been one of its export destinations since the 1990s. When it comes to product and services, Proton offers a diverse range of vehicles, sedans like the Saga and Persona, hatchbacks like the Iris, and SUVs such as the X50 and X70. These models are equipped with modern features including the GKUI infotainment system, advanced safety technologies, and fuel-efficient turbo engines. Proton also provides after-sales support such as warranty coverage, authorized servicing, and genuine spare parts. In the Australian market, Proton's main strengths lie in its affordability, fuel efficiency, and strong future offering compared to other brands in the same segment. These qualities make Protons a competitive option for value-conscious Australian consumers.
As for target market, Proton's re-entry into Australia's automotive market requires an understanding of its target consumer base, as Australia represents a diverse and mature car market with well-established preferences, and expectations, which effectively position its vehicles as Proton targets across geographic, demographic, psychographic, and behavioristic dimensions. Now let's look at geographic. Australia's urban-centric population's distributions make these segmentations essential, as Proton's focus is on metropolitan areas such as Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, and Perth, as their car ownership is high and consumers are actively seeking affordable, fuel vehicle for daily commuting. Because their cities also have a younger tech-savvy population that aligns well with Proton's modern infotainment and safety features. Their regional areas offer opportunities for Protons and spacious models such as X70 SUV that cater to families and individuals who require reliable transport over longer distance, because this region offers extensive public transportations, infrastructure, and making personal vehicles a necessity. As we look at demographics, Proton's ideal customers in Australia falls within the range of age 25 to 45 years, as their group includes young professionals, small families, first-time car buyers who are budget conscious but still demand high quality and modern features. Because these customers are middle-income earners, their earnings is between AUD 50,000 to AUD 80,000 annually, as this represents a significant portion of car buying populations. These consumers are not necessarily brand loyal, but they are also highly sensitive to value propositions, because Proton's competitive pricings, this combined with its enhanced safety and infotainment systems, they position it as an attractive alternative to more expensive Japanese and European brands. Because these small business owners and tradespeople may find Protons, sedans, and SUVs suitable for their both personal and professional use. If we look at physiographic, it focuses more on lifestyles, values, and attitude of customers. Because in Australia, there's a growing segment of value-conscious consumers who prioritize particularly and affordability over brand prestige. Because these individuals are to be more receptive to Proton's message of delivering feature-rich vehicles at accessible price points. Moreover, these tech-savvy consumers appreciate modern convenience such as voice command infotainment systems and advanced driver assistance features that will find Proton's offering appealing. They are also environmental conscious as this rising among consumers with increased interest in hybrid and electric vehicles. Proton future plan is to introduce new energy vehicles technology align well with this trend that can help capture the eco-aware segment of the market. And if we look at behavioristic, this examines consumers' behavior patterns including usage rate, brand loyalty, their decision-making processes, as Proton target customers are moderate to high users of personal vehicles, relying on them for daily commuting, family transport, and leisure travel. Because Proton has a struggle with their brand loyalty in Australia due to their perceptions of inferior quality and limited access after sales support. But the brand recent technological upgrades and improved product quality under their Geely ownership of a chance to rebuild trust and loyalty, Australian consumers are highly influenced by online reviews, dealership experience, and warranty offerings. Their Proton's 5-year warranty, roadside assistance, and genuine space parts supply also serve as a strong incentive for purchase and long-term intention. As we look at culture and economic conditions, Australia's strategic planning market penetrations is shaped not only by consumer preference but also by their broader economic indicators and trade politics that influence purchasing behavior and competitive dynamics. When we look at cultural factors, Australia consumers are known for their emphasis on quality, safety, and transparency because cars not only functions but often viewed as a lifestyle choice as reflect personal value and aspirations. These cultural traits underscores the importance of brand reputations, perceived reliability, as Japanese and Korean car makers have long dominated the Australian market due to their consistent delivery of dependable vehicle and strong resale value. Proton must overcome lingering perceptions for its earlier presence in Australia, which were marked by limited model variety and inconsistent quality. The brand's revalidations under Geely is including the introduction of turbocharged engines, advanced safety systems, and sleek designs provides a stronger foundation for reshaping its image. Environmental awareness is another cultural factor gaining traction in Australia. Consumers are also increasingly concerned about their fuel efficiency and carbon emissions, driven by both personal values and governmental regulations. Because Proton's fuel efficient TGDI engines plans for hybrid electric models position it well to meet these evolving expectations. By aligning its product offering with the cultural shift towards their consistability, Proton can appeal to growing segment for eco-conscious buyers. And when it comes to economic conditions, Australia represents both challenges and opportunities for Proton because as of 2024, the country is experiencing an inflation rate of approximately 4.0%, which is higher than its historical average. This pressure affects consumer purchasing power, making it affordability a key consideration in buying decisions because Proton's competitive pricing strategy becomes particularly relevant in this content because offering Australians a cost-effective alternative without compromising on features or safety. At the average income per capita in Australia is around AUD 65,000. This indicating high standard for living because rising living costs, including housing and fuel, have made consumers more conscious and spending on Proton's value for money propositions, especially in the small car and compact SUV segments, align well with the needs of middle income earners who will seek reliable transportation without premium pricings. And if we look at thrift and trade conditions, one of Proton's strategic advantages in Australia's team is from Malaysia Australia Free Trade Agreement MAFTA, which eliminates tariffs on Malaysian made passenger vehicles. This gives Proton a pricing edge over competitors for non-FTA countries such as European and American brands that may still face import duties for around 5%. The tariff-free access also allows Proton to offer a lower retail prices while maintaining higher and healthy profit margins, enhancing its competitive in the market. Australia also regulatory environmental, including safety and emission standard, it has to be carefully navigated because Proton's recent upgrades in vehicle safety systems and compliance with international standard position is to be met with these requirements. If they continued investment in their research and development, particularly in emissions and reducing technologies, they will be essential for long-term success.
Hello, my name is Mohammad Azad, and now I will present the international business strategy that we choose for Proton in Australia, which is the transnational strategy. So, this strategy is about thinking globally but acting locally. In other words, Proton will keep its main car design, technology, and production in Malaysia in order to save costs, but will also make changes in order to suit the Australian market. So, why is this strategy is important for Proton? So, there are three main reasons. The first one is cost saving. So Proton already has a manufacturing plant and skilled worker in Malaysia. So producing car here is much more cheaper than in Australia. So by using the same platform and parts for different markets, Proton can make more cars at a lower cost per unit. So this way they can sell at a competitive price in Australia without building an expensive factory there. So the second one is local adaptation. So Australia has a different need and rules compared to Malaysia. For example, the roads are longer and sometimes rough, so Proton will use stronger suspension. Um, Next one is the climate can be very hot, so good air conditioning is essential. Since Malaysia is also hot, so we already have the advantage there. Next is car must meet the Australian design rules for safety and emission. So some parts and engine setting need adjustment. And the last one is Australian customer also value safety, comfort, and reliability. So Proton can highlight these features in the marketing. So the third one is the competitive advantage. So the Australian market is dominated by Japanese, Korean, and European brands with a transnational strategy. Proton can offer affordable cars while still making them feel locally suited for the Australian. And this combination can help build trust and attract more buyers who want value for the money. So a real example of this approach is the Proton X70 SUV. It was based on Geely Boyu from China, but Proton has changed over 761 parts in order to fit Malaysian conditions. For example, like hot weather and hilly roads. So the same idea can be applied for Australia. So in short, by keeping production global and cost low, but making smart local changes, Proton can enter the Australian market competitively. So now let's move on to the next slide, which is the entry strategy that we recommend for Proton in Australia. So which is the joint venture with a local distributor. A joint venture basically means Proton will team up with an established Australian automotive company in order to share the resource, cost, and risk when entering the market. So why is this the best option for Proton? So there are also three main reasons that we present here. So the first one is local expertise. So an Australian partner already knows the market, like what the customer wants, how to handle the after-sale services, how dealership works in Australia. So this knowledge can help Proton to avoid the beginner mistakes and adapt faster to the local expertise. So the second one is lower financial risk. So by sharing the cost for marketing, service center, and meeting Australian design rules, Proton won't have to carry the full burden of entering the new market. So the third one is faster brand acceptance. If Proton works with a well-known local distributor, customer will trust the brand more quickly. So a good example is MG Motors, which they partner with a local distributor and was able to grow rapidly in Australia. So how can Proton apply this? So they can choose a partner with a nationwide dealership network and experience the launching new brands. And together they can create a company. For example, a company called the Proton Australia Propriety Limited. So Proton will handle production and design in Malaysia, while the Australian partner can take care of the sales, marketing, distributions, and after-sales services. So both will invest in spare parts, warehouses, staff training, and marketing campaigns in order to make sure everything runs smoothly. And finally, the local partner will also lead the certification and testing process in order to meet the Australian design rules to make sure the car are ready to be sold without delays. So in short, a joint venture will allow Proton to enter Australia quickly, reduce risk, and can be able to gain the local trust from day one. So that's all from me, and I will pass this to the next presenter. Thank you very much.
Good day, everyone. I'm Kanisha Ramdas. Today, I'll be presenting on two important strategy for Proton Holding Berhad re-entry into Australian automotive market, the global human resource management and pricing strategy. Both of these strategies are critical because they deal with people who drive the business and the price that shape customer decision. So let's begin with the global human resource management or GHRM. For Proton, GHRM is not just about hiring. It's about building a workforce that can operate effectively across two different countries. It ensures that both Malaysian team and the Australian team are aligned with Proton's global strategy. The first focus is talent acquisition and development. Proton should hire local Australians who already understand the market, consumer preferences, and regulation. At the same time, both Malaysian and Australian staff must go through structured training. This way, all employees should and share the same product knowledge, customer service standard, and compliance with Australian design rules. Next, cultural sensitivity and integration. Since Malaysia and Australia have a very different work cultures, Proton should provide cultural training and promote diversity. This will help prevent misunderstanding, build a stronger teamwork and reflect the multicultural nature of Australian society. Third, the area is performance management. By setting clear goals such as sales targets, customer satisfaction, and safety compliance, Proton can make sure employees are working towards a measurable result. And regular feedback will also improve engagement and retention. Lastly, compensation and benefits. To compete for skilled employees, Proton must offer competitive salaries, health insurance, retirement plans, and flexible work arrangement. These benefits not only attract talent but also keep employees motivated in the long run. Of course, there are challenges. Navigating Australian labour law and can be complex, cultural barriers may cause conflict, and the competitive job market makes talent retention tough. But with the right HR strategy, Proton can overcome these issues. Now, let's move on to pricing strategy. A strong pricing strategy is essential because Australian customers are highly price conscious and Proton must position itself carefully against established car brands. There are five main elements of this strategy. First, cost plus pricing. Proton cannot use this lower production cost in Malaysia to keep vehicles prices competitive in Australia, while ensuring profitability. Value based pricing instead of competing on price, Proton can highlight advanced features like safety technology, fuel efficiency, and modern design, convincing customers that they are getting a strong value of money. Third, competitive pricing. Market research is crucial by analyzing how rivals price their compact cars and SUVs. Proton can set slightly lower prices to attract budget conscious buyers. Fourth, promoting pricing. Introductory discounts, special financing option, or limited type offers will create urgency and encourage customers to buy and try Proton cars. Fifth, the dynamic pricing, adjusting pricing based on demand, seasonal trends, and inventory levels allow Proton to optimize revenue, especially during peak sales period like end of financial year promotion. But again, Proton must be prepared for challenges. The Australian market is very sensitive to price changes, so mispricing could hurt sales. Lower prices also risk giving the impression that Proton cars are lower quality, which makes stronger branding and marketing essential. And finally, strict regulation around pricing and advertising mean Proton must ensure full compliance with local laws. In summary, global HRM will ensure Proton has the right people and culture, while the pricing strategy will ensure the cars are positioned competitively and perceived as valuable in the Australian market. Together, these strategies are the key for Proton's successful return to Australia. Thank you. I'm Kanishawati Ramadas from Group 3.
And with that, we end our presentation from Group 3. Thank you, sir, and thank you, everyone.